a new era of Lakers basketball, and you can get closer to the team on the ESPN LA Lakers radio network.
If you have unpaid tax debt to the IRS that you can't pay, please hear this special notice. Specially approved IRS relief programs designed to aid delinquent taxpayers are now in effect that can significantly improve your financial situation. Depending on your circumstances, you may qualify to have your tax problem resolved in your favor and may even have your back taxes reduced by thousands or eliminated entirely. A relief hotline has been established by Community Tax for you to call and see if you qualify at 800-524-9341. If you owe the IRS back taxes that you can't afford to pay, don't let the IRS trick you into thinking you have no way out. Our highly accredited tax professionals will let you know what you qualify for and how much you can save. We may be able to stop all liens, garnishments, levies, and save you thousands. Call and see if you qualify for this taxpayer relief at 800-524-9341. 800-524-9341. That's 800-524-9341. Community Tax. Who's your tax guy?
Getting you closer to Lakers basketball.
Brandon Ingram crosses him up, gets to the rim and dunks it. Brandon Ingram with a spectacular move. Kick the ball out to Ingram. Three-pointer by Ingram, good.
All our guys are young. We're going to keep getting better. I think this year and the next few months is going to be exciting.
The Lakers play here on the ESPN LA Lakers radio network. What just went down with Lakers basketball? We get you closer to all you need to know right now. This is the Lakers Locker Room Report.
The ESPN LA Lakers radio network.
Highlights, stats, key moments in the game.
Lakers win 103-94. That's your final score from Staples Center. The Lakers improved to 8-10. And Andy, it was a much better game than it probably ever should have been from the beginning. The Bulls came in at 3-11. They had a 19-point lead at a point in the third quarter, but a win is a win is a win, and the Lakers will certainly take it.
Yeah, from a Laker perspective, on one hand, this game should have never been entertaining at any point because, like you said, the Bulls came in at 3-11. They are awful. I mean, they are an absolutely just abysmal team to watch play. But the flip side is the Lakers, having gotten down against them, they're not necessarily good enough that it's a given that they can get back into a game even with a team as bad as Chicago, so that they managed to make it happen.
It was the biggest comeback of the season for the Lakers, and I think one of the best things you can say about this team, and they have moments where they play well, they have other moments where they do not play well, but even when, and this tonight is an extreme example of that, being down by 19 and coming all the way back to win, but they compete. Even when they're in a big hole, they go out there and they compete, and I think that's a testament to Luke Walton.
Yeah, particularly in the second half. They played extremely hard. They're guys like Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Julius Randle in particular. Those guys were busting their butts in that second half, and they were both key reasons that the Lakers were eventually able to bring in this win.
Yeah, the Lakers made that run late in the third and early in the fourth with their second unit, and a lot of their runs this season have come with the second group on the floor.
That second unit really plays well together. And, you know, Josh Hart has been flipped in and out of the rotation with that second unit, but ultimately I think the reason he's in there and is going to stay in there is he brings a defensive intensity. And in some ways, I'm not going to say it's all on Josh Hart that it's contagious.
Yeah.
But I do think just like that general energy, it's a group that plays, you know, they play with a lot of intensity, and I think it translates.
Josh Hart had 15 minutes tonight. He had 5 points, but very active when he was out there, 3 rebounds as well. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope had his best game as a Laker. He had 21 points, including a couple of threes late in the game that really put the Bulls away once and for all.
Yeah, it's funny because KCP, I think, is 25 maybe 24. He's one of the most experienced Lakers on this team.
He's the old man of the group.
He is. I mean, he's like an OG comparatively with the rest of this crew. And nights like these remind you of why his experience, even if it doesn't necessarily, you know, max out compared to the rest of the league, is really valuable for this team.
Let's take a 10-second break. Let's pause for a station identification on the ESPN LA Lakers radio network.
Get closer to the Lakers on KSPN Los Angeles. Hear every moment of Lakers basketball on ESPN LA 710 and the ESPN app.
103-94 is the final score. The Lakers win at Staples Center. We're back with more in the Lakers locker room on the ESPN LA Lakers radio network.
Oh, oh, visibility when you replace your worn wiper blades with a pair of Trico Force, Bosch Icon, or Rain-X Latitude wiper blades during O'Reilly Auto Parts See Better, Drive Safer sale. Plus, get a $15 O'Reilly gift card after mail-in rebate. Get premium blades at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Let's see here. Fire protection?
Check.
Uniforms, mats, and restroom products?
Check.
First aid cabinets and safety products?
Check.
Great! So it sounds like we're ready to go.
No. When I said check, I meant we still need to check on all those things.
Just call Cintas. They can handle all of it. It's what they do.
Okay, call Cintas. Check. Got it.
Oh, I'm ready!
Learn how Cintas can help you get ready for the workday. Visit Cintas.com.
Who's that guy in the green room?
Mariota?
No, the guy with the face.
Tebow?
No, the one whose face is like, whoa. The pixelated face.
Oh, Big Al, Alabama's mascot. He can't be seen in public without his mascot head on.
But we're on the radio.
Rules are rules, dude.
The Nissan Heisman House is back. Check out NissanHeismanHouse.com for a chance to win a Nissan Titan. No purchase necessary. It's December 8th, 2017. Open to residents of the USDC 18 and older. Official rules at NissanUSA.com/Heisman House sweepstakes.
This week, tune in to the Paul Feinbaum Show as I discuss
the delicious taste of ice cold Dr. Pepper.
Larry Culpepper? Hey, I'm in the middle of a promo.
Sorry, Finey. The fans are craving so much Dr. Pepper, I thought I'd borrow some of your airtime.
Security!
Hey, look, whether you're watching college football or calling into some guy's radio show, Dr. Pepper makes college football that much sweeter. So head to your local Dollar General and grab some today.
Can I have one of yours?
Hey, we got a caller. You're on the Larry Culpepper Show with your host, Larry Culpepper.
That's it.
That's Dr. Pepper, the one fans crave.
If you want to protect your home this holiday season, listen up. This is very cool. My listeners now have early access to Simply Safe's biggest Black Friday sale ever. $200 off Simply Safe's holiday security system. This is a true bestseller, a 13-piece arsenal that covers your whole home. If you want to protect your family, this should be how you do it. Simply Safe has made everything about security effortless. You barely lift a finger. Just order it online. It's delivered right to your door with free shipping. It takes less than an hour to set up. A 10-year-old can do this. Simply Safe has no long-term contracts, no pushy sales guys, no hidden fees. The prices are honest and fair. $15 a month for best-in-industry 24/7 alarm monitoring. And with Simply Safe, you're never locked in. Go right now to simplysafefootball.com and get $200 off your system. Hurry, this offer ends soon, and these systems will fly off the shelves. That's simplysafefootball.com for $200 off. simplysafefootball.com.
Recapping everything from tonight's Lakers game.
The Lakers Locker Room Report.
On the ESPN LA Lakers Radio Network.
103-94, the Lakers with their 8th win of the season. They are now 8-10. They've won a couple in a row, and they'll be on the back end of a back-to-back tomorrow night in Sacramento against the Kings. And you and I were talking a little bit towards the end of the game, and Laker fans that pay close attention, I think, will agree with this. And maybe if you kind of float in and out and don't pay as close attention, you might not have seen it. But Brandon Ingram is a far, far better basketball player this season than he was last season.
Yeah, I mean, he's growing so much more confident in running the offense, or having possessions, not just go through them, but like he'll take over a possession. He'll look to actually say, "I will take control of this. I got this one." And in particular, that ability to attack now. He was willing.
That's it for me.
He was willing to do it all last year. And it was really admirable the way, he'd take on these contests of physicality, knowing more, 9 out of 10 times he was going to lose. And, he often ended up, on his butt after these collisions. Now he can actually finish. He can absorb that contact.
Yeah, he's much more comfortable with his body in traffic and in contact. He's still going to lose more physical confrontations than he's going to win, but he's really, we talked about it when they drafted him, and then as he was going through the development process and learning how to play in the NBA. We talked about his length and those long arms, and he didn't use them very often last year. And now when you watch him on 3 or 4 occasions in any given game, you can see where he's learned how to use his length.
And on both sides of the ball, too. I mean, he really can be disruptive, with those arms, or, his ability to make up strides if he's been beat or something like that. That length, it's a cliche, but it can't be taught. Mm-hmm. And there aren't many players in the league who have that type of length at their disposal than Brandon Ingram.
Brandon Ingram played 39 minutes tonight. He shot 7 of 14, just 1 of 4 from behind the three-point line. Made 2 of his 3 free throws, but he filled out the rest of the stat sheet pretty well as well. He had 5 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal, a couple of blocks along the way to go along with his 17 points. Just, this is a guy that it seems that message we heard from Luke Walton all along, just let him go out there and play. Don't let him have to be this or that or X or Y. Just go play basketball. When he goes and plays basketball, he's really good.
You know, the comp for Brandon Ingram since he came into the league for a lot of people was Kevin Durant. You know, because when we do these comparisons, we're always really lazy, and both of those guys are tall and, you know, really wiry and skinny and second overall picks. So you're thinking, okay, Brandon Ingram, you know, the upside would be Kevin Durant. I've always seen him as more of this stat filler, and I've always pictured him as like a rich man's Andre Iguodala, like somebody who can really affect the game on both sides of the ball and can really bring a lot of versatility to the table. And, you know, in the meantime, Andre Iguodala actually, as time went on, developed a decent outside shot. He's not a knockdown guy, but he can hit those corner threes.
Yeah, that's the one part of his game that you still feel is going to still round into something a little better than it is right now. 103-94 is the final score. We're back with more on the Lakers locker room on the ESPN LA Lakers Radio Network.
America, it's time for some straight talk. Lobster is really just a fancy way to eat butter. Nobody wants to read the poetry you wrote in college, and guess what? That low-priced unlimited plan those big wireless carriers want to sell you, it's crawling with mystery fees, overages, and other nasty surprises. So it turns out those plans aren't so low-priced after all. But look, there's a better way. Straight Talk gives you unlimited talk, text, and data now with the first 8 gigs up to 4G LTE starting at just $45. That's way less with no contract. Plus, you don't have to worry about getting blindsided by mystery fees and overages. All on America's largest and most dependable 4G LTE networks. Come on, it's time to stop being fooled. It's time to ask yourself, why haven't I switched? Straight Talk Wireless, only at Walmart.
Savings may vary. Please refer always to the latest terms and conditions of service at straighttalk.com.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks. This Friday only, save up to 50% on select gifts throughout the store. Plus, save 50% on 300-count Celebrations LED Christmas lights, now just $9.99 after instant savings. And for even more savings, print out our online coupon to save 50% on a regularly priced item under $30. So save big on Black Friday all day long at your neighborhood Ace. Coupon valid on November 24th, limit 1. Exclusions apply. See coupon. Lights offer valid for Ace Rewards members, only at participating stores.
This season, give thanks to the car that helps you get through it. Keep your car running newer, longer at Firestone Complete Auto Care. Get $100 off with a purchase of $500 or more during the Black Friday savings event. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
Offer valid November 22nd through 27th. Eligible tires only. Additional fees may apply where lawful. Subject to restrictions. See store or driveafirestone.com for full details.
With Pennzoil Synthetics in your engine, you can let your horses run free. Because Pennzoil Synthetics gives you the power of complete protection. So you can let your engine growl, burn, and roar. We know horsepower matters, and that's why Dodge SRT trusts Pennzoil in the fastest and most powerful production car in the world. And if they trust our performance, you can too. Pennzoil Synthetics give you complete protection for top engine performance. Make the switch today at your nearest Advance Auto Parts location.
It's the Lakers Locker Room Report.
Lakers basketball is the final.
Recapping everything from tonight's Lakers game on the ESPN LA Lakers Radio Network.
103-94, that's your final score. The Lakers with a win over the Bulls. They are 8-10. They're back at it again tomorrow night. They're on the road. They're in Sacramento to take on the Kings. And I think tonight's a good example, Andy, that there isn't a team in the NBA that the Lakers can just show up and beat, because they were flirting with losing to a very bad Chicago team tonight. But it does kind of set up for the Lakers to have an opportunity to have a genuine winning streak tomorrow night in Sacramento against the Kings team that's not very good either.
Take it a step further. They're going up after the 4-day break for Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. Monday they play the Clippers, and the Clippers have been reeling. They're missing a lot of guys.
9 in a row, right?
Yeah, and I mean, they're going to – I think Patrick Beverley either is back or is about to come back, but they've been playing really badly, the Clippers, and they're missing bodies, and it shows. the Lakers could maybe build a little momentum heading into December.
What do you think we're going to see Lonzo against De'Aaron Fox? Lonzo's never going to give us anything as far as bulletin board material or what it means to him to go up against him. But this is a rivalry that started back in college, UCLA and Kentucky. We saw it in the regular season. We saw it in the NCAA tournament. And despite the fact that they played in the summer league, they really didn't play against each other. Is there going to be anything to that?
I mean, it's funny. If you ask, I guess, Twitter and social media, Lonzo Ball's too busy ducking De'Aaron Fox from turning into anything.
Right.
I mean, there's always been these weird coincidences when he hasn't been able to play in these games. I mean, Lonzo, I think, has the higher upside than De'Aaron Fox, but, Fox is a fun player to watch. He's not starting right now for Sacramento. I mean, he's not necessarily setting the world on fire either, but they're going to end up matched up against each other, and I guarantee basketball Twitter is going to be watching.
And this is an opportunity, like we talked about, for them to get on a little bit of a roll. The Sacramento Kings are 4-13. The Clippers are 5-11. And then after that, the Lakers' schedule gets ridiculously difficult for about a month before it lets up a little bit. The month of December is going to be a rough ride for the Lakers.
Yeah, actually, they enter December having played the Warriors, although they are playing at home.
Mm-hmm. Where they've gotten one 3 years in a row,
it helps that the Warriors end up spending the night in L.A.,
right.
The night before all these games. It's a shame it's not a matinee. But then from there, they go into Denver, and that's always tough. Then they host Houston. They're going to be in Philadelphia. The Sixers are a good team. They play Charlotte on the road, and Charlotte is better at home. They're not great on the road. Then they play the Knicks at the Garden. The Knicks have been better this year. Then they go up against Cleveland in Cleveland. Then they play host to the Warriors again, which is a good thing. And they host Houston. They go to Houston, go to the Warriors, host Portland, host Minnesota.
Yeah.
Then Memphis, the Clippers, and then they close out December in Houston.
Yeah.
Woof.
Yeah, I think that's 2 Houstons and 3 games against the Warriors between now and the end of the year.
Yeah,
and that's not including a Cleveland and a Philly and the other ones that you mentioned in there as well.
I'm looking at it right now off the top of my head because I don't have the standings in front of me. I think Charlotte is the only sub 500 team that Charlotte and the Clippers are the only sub 500 team that they play in December.
Another opportunity for the Lakers to win tomorrow night in Sacramento. 103-94, that is your final score. We invite you to stay with us for more postgame coverage on our flagship station, ESPN LA 710. This has been the Lakers Locker Room on the ESPN LA Lakers Radio Network.
You've been listening to the Lakers Locker Room Report.
Brought to you by
Universal Studios Hollywood.
Spend Christmas at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, November 24th through January 7th, only at Universal Studios Hollywood.
Catch the Lakers Locker Room Report recapping what went down after every Lakers game on the ESPN LA Lakers Radio Network.
It's hard to pick out the perfect gift, but all too easy to get it totally wrong. Introducing mancrates.com, the surest way to find awesome gifts guys will love, guaranteed. This isn't a lame cheese of the month club or a new tie. Man Crates offers gift collections for every type of guy, from the rugged outdoorsman to the sports fanatic and everything in between. Like the whiskey appreciation crate with a personalized decanter and glasses for his favorite drink. Just go to mancrates.com, pick the perfect crate, and choose your delivery date. When his Man Crate arrives, he'll be the envy of every guy in the room as he pries that bad boy open with his own laser-engraved crowbar. They have thousands of 5-star reviews, and every Man Crate comes with their high five guarantee. Own the holidays. Go to mancrates.com/ESPN for 5% off your order. They don't offer a discount anywhere else. 5% off at mancrates.com/ESPN for the best deal on an awesome gift. mancrates.com/ESPN.
This is a rivalry game. It's a state game. It's going to be a very hard physical game. One of the great rivalries in college football. That's always an extremely tough place to play, one of the toughest in the country. They'll be ready to play. It'll be their senior day, and there'll be a lot of emotions. Playing your rival means a lot.
The Florida State Seminoles head to Gainesville to face the Florida Gators. Coverage begins Saturday morning at 11:30 Eastern on ESPN and ESPN Radio. Presented by the 2018 Ford F-150.
It's time for your first chance to react to tonight's Lakers game. Lakers basketball is a final tonight at Staples. This is the Land Rover postgame show, recapping everything from tonight's battle with the Bulls on ESPN LA 710 and the ESPN app.
Your Southern California Land Rover retailers. Visit them for special lease and finance offers. Land Rover, above and beyond.
Were the Lakers able to make it back-to-back wins? Did Lonzo make magic? And what's ahead tomorrow night in Sacramento with Lakers Kings? And your reaction, 877-710-ESPN. The Land Rover postgame show tips off now. Here's Travis Rogers and Andy Kamenetsky.
103-94 is your final. The Lakers win back-to-back games in Staples Center, beating the Bulls tonight. 8-10 on the season. And looking at basketball Twitter here, Andy, apparently Luke Walton was saying that he was particularly pleased with Julius Randle and Josh Hart and the toughness and the energy that they brought there at the middle, about midway through the third quarter.
Yeah, the two of them brought some defensive intensity that I think it started becoming contagious for the rest of the team. And in the second half, the Lakers, I think, started realizing, like, look, we may lose this game, and we are going to lose to an absolutely crappy Bulls squad. Mm-hmm. And these are the type of games we can't afford to lose if we're going to have any chance at forget trying to make a playoff push, but just putting together a record that represents significant improvement from last year. You can't toss away a game against the Chicago Bulls that have won 3 times.
No, so I mean, to kind of illustrate that in a slightly different way, imagine the phone calls we'd be getting right now if the Lakers had lost to the Bulls. Because you're talking about a team, like you said, is 3-11 that has, unless you are an NBA guy, you don't know more than 2 or 3 guys on that entire roster. And this is a Laker team that is in the process of a rebuild, and you lose to a team like that with your face of the franchise and the coach that you wanted, the vitriol coming back had they lost that game would be significant.
Okay, case in point, in the first half, the game was taken over for Chicago by a guy, Antonio Blakeney.
Right.
This is not hyperbole. This isn't me trying to go for comedic effect. I literally did not realize Antonio Blakeney existed until this game tonight. I had no idea he was a human walking the earth until this game. And that's like the type of guys that Chicago has. I mean, their roster does not feature a lot of household names.
No.
Like Robin Lopez is probably the best known player on that team.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I mean, it's not, maybe Denzel Valentine because you follow college basketball a little bit back in the day. But no, this is a game that the Lakers had to win, and they did. They came back from 19 points down in the third quarter, ended up winning 103-94. If you'd like to get in and talk about what we saw, 877-710-ESPN, 877-710-3776. And again, had they lost this, the conversation would have been one thing, and had they lost this, another part of it would have been the whole LeVar-Luke thing. And at least now, Lonzo was okay tonight. This was pretty typical Lonzo level play, I think. He shot the ball poorly, 3 of 13 from the floor, just 8 points, but he did have 13 rebounds. He had 4 assists. He had a steal along the way. That this was, from what we've seen up to this point, a typical Lonzo ball night.
He didn't seem babied out there. Like, I was specifically watching to see it's hard to tell exactly from where I'm sitting if Luke is being soft on him or babying him, but it didn't seem that way.
What do you think he meant by that? Because it's funny you say that I've been trying to think what LeVar means by saying that the Lakers they're too soft on him, that they don't know how to coach him. That they're not screaming in his face, that they're not embarrassing him by yanking him off the floor? What does he mean?
If I had to guess, because I didn't quite get it either, I'm wondering if LeVar thinks they don't let Lonzo just completely take the keys to this team and just, put everything on his back. Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess that's, because he was saying, I would tell him, just go get the win. Go get the win. That's how, I would coach my son. I know how to coach my son better than anybody else. I would tell him, go get the win. So if I had to guess in LeVar speak, what he was saying was, let Lonzo do more.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
it's hard to let him do more when he's shooting like that. I mean, because he's doing a lot of other things pretty well, but when he's out there, and the Lakers made their run tonight in that third quarter with Lonzo on the bench. It was led by Julius Randle and Josh Hart, and the second unit, they were the ones that were, when it started to turn, those were the guys that were on the court. Lonzo came in, made a three ball, did a couple of things that were pretty good there towards the end of the game, but it's hard to give him everything because then you're playing 4-on-5 offensively, and you can't do that for big chunks of the game, especially important chunks of the game.
Well, as they say, you miss 80% of the shots you do take. in this case, yes, in this particular case. I mean, look, they need Lonzo shooting. I mean, he has to be accounted for as somebody you need to guard. And he's got to be somebody that's going to be aggressive with the ball because even if the shot doesn't fall, you need to make the defense react to you. And if Lonzo all of a sudden becomes gun shy because he's shooting probably now 30% or maybe even a tick lower, it's going to affect the entire offense. Like, he needs to be taking those shots. Just eventually they need to drop more.
Let's try our first phone call of the night, Newport Beach. And Ken, you're on the Land Rover Postgame Show. What's going on?
Hi, guys. It's going to be real quick. If I bet on Laker games after being a 40-year Laker fan, I would be living under a bridge in a tent right now, not Newport Beach, because I have no idea what team is going to show up. It went from the worst first half of the year to one of the better first halves. So I will admit, I am completely clueless right now.
Yeah, thanks, Ken. This is what you get when you get a team that's not particularly good and doesn't shoot well and is young for the most part. You're going to get wild swings in performance.
You also wonder, too, if even as a team that had only won 7 times, they might have in the back of their mind been thinking, Bulls are terrible. I mean, like, we've won 7 times and we've doubled them with a little bit of change. You know, we can half-ass it through this game and we can win. And hopefully that's a lesson they can realize, no, you can't. No, you can't.
No, I think, even a bad team like the Bulls, if they're up by 19 in the second half, they're usually going to be able to hold on to a lead like that, and the Lakers were able to crawl back into it. Hopefully they realize that they're not good enough to go in there and just say, we're here, we're going to win tonight.
Luke talked about that before the game because he was asked about, how do you prepare these guys for, a team like Chicago that has done so badly not to just sort of take it for granted. And Luke said they should never feel this way. And it's something that, I think it was against Phoenix earlier in the year. They played really badly against them, and there's been a couple times where they've played bad teams and sort of played down to that level of competition. This is not a team that's good enough to do that and automatically know they can pull themselves back out.
The McDonald's Defensive Play of the Game is brought to you by McDonald's. Get McDelivery now on the Uber Eats app. Delivery prices may be higher than at restaurants, and booking fee applies. The Defensive Play of the Game.
Portis with the rebound. Ball's on the floor. Hart's got it. Here come the Lakers out of the backcourt. Hart, give it to Clarkson. Three-pointer by Clarkson. It's good. This crowd is going berserk. 73-72. The Lakers were once 19 down in this quarter. Now they're down 1.
Not a lot of energy in Staples Center to start that game, but in the third quarter, they certainly got going. 103-94 is the final. We'll come back. We'll talk more about LeVar Ball's comments on the other side, plus your phone calls, 877-710-ESPN. That's all coming up on the Land Rover Postgame Show on ESPN LA.
Hi, I'm Darla from Cintas.
Oh, thank goodness you're here. We have so much to do. I need fire extinguishers, right?
We'll place them for you and be out for regular inspection.
Great. And what about my new hires?
We'll get them into uniforms and keep them looking sharp.
What about this first aid cabinet?
Fully stocked.
It wasn't this morning.
It is now. And so are the restrooms.
Wow, Cintas really seems to know what we need.
You said it.
Oh, I'm ready!
Learn how Cintas can help you get ready for the workday. Visit Cintas.com.
Guys, it's Black Friday at the JCPenney Men's Store, and it's time to save big. Doors open Thursday at 2 p.m. for unbeatable deals, like select Arizona denim for just $15. Plus, Stafford Travel Easy Care broadcloth dress shirts, just $9. We've got your style and size in-store and at jcp.com. Hurry in. Get everything you need for less than you think. JCPenney.
Offers represent savings on regular original prices while supplies last. Some exclusions apply. See store jcp.com for details.
Sometimes the best seats in the house are above it. And
college football, that's the Goodyear blimp. And for more than 60 years, we've seen what it takes to be worthy. It takes toughness, dedication, and perseverance. Because seasons aren't measured by wins and losses, but by heart. Some call it hard work, determination, or grit. We call it blimp-worthy. Goodyear, official sponsor of the College Football Playoff.
Now this is a great present. At Metro PCS, get a year of Amazon Prime on us when you switch and get a free Samsung Galaxy J7 Prime with a select plan. Stream your favorite movies, TV shows, music, and much more, all at your fingertips. Metro PCS. Wireless figured out.
Coverage not available in some areas. Sales tax not included. Excludes numbers on the T-Mobile network. See store for details and terms and conditions. 1 year of Amazon Prime has a $99 value.
It's the Land Rover Postgame Show. Highlights from tonight's Lakers game and your reaction on the Lakers line.
Hi, this is Luke Walton on ESPN LA 710 and the ESPN app.
The Land Rover Postgame Show.
Your Southern California Land Rover retailers. Visit them for special lease and finance offers. Land Rover, above and beyond.
Travis Rogers and Andy Kamenetsky.
103-94, that's your final score. The Lakers are now 8-10. They go back on the right side of 500 at home as well. 6-5 on the season at Staples Center. And the Lakers did not look like they were taking very good care of the basketball in the first half because they weren't. They had 11 turnovers in the first half. The good news is they finished the game with 12. They only had one turnover in the fourth quarter, none in the third, and good things happen when you don't give the team that you're playing the ball.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to give a team like Chicago that needs all the help they can get, and I don't mean that facetiously. They need all the help they can get scoring. They average 95.5 points per game, which in the modern NBA is the equivalent of scoring like 70 a game in the 70s,
right?
Something like that, and they're a bad defensive team. So they need that help, and you don't want to give it to them. The Lakers really did start choking the life out of the Bulls, in part because of just taking away those extra possessions.
So LeVar Balled earlier today and said that he's the only one that knows how to coach his son, that the Lakers are coaching him too soft, and so on and so forth. And what that means, we talked about a little bit, and we're trying to figure out exactly what he meant by it. My question to you, Andy, is what are the Lakers going to do, if anything, with regards to LeVar Ball? Because I wonder if Magic and Rob Pelinka and Luke Walton don't say, just ignore the guy. He's going to bark. He's going to LeVar Ball. No matter what our response to him is, he's going to continue to do what he does. Let's just pretend we don't hear it. We don't care. We're just going to keep moving and just pretend that he doesn't exist.
I think that's what they're going to try to do in the beginning. I mean, before the game, Luke was asked about those comments, and he didn't bite at all. He actually sarcastically congratulated the local media that was at shoot-around for not asking him about LeVar Ball and, not putting him in a position of having to say anything about it. And he said, I'm not going to get in the business on commenting on the opinions of the father of my players. And he went on to compliment LeVar as having raised a good kid in Lonzo. But you could tell that Luke was annoyed just at having to even be asked about it. And there is a part of me that wonders, does ignoring it do anything? Because LeVar wants the attention from the comment.
Yeah.
I mean, as we've seen in this escalating Twitter war with the president, which is a very strange thing to be saying, but LeVar Ball is, I mean, it is strange, and at the same time, why? In 2017,
what makes that at all strange?
In 2017, it's actually not that strange at all. But I mean, there's a part of me that wonders, okay, if you ignore LeVar, is he going to be looking for another outlet for attention? Is he going to double down with this?
I think he's going to do that regardless of what you do. At least if you don't respond to it, you're not loading the gun for him and for the media to kind of jump on it. That if you just keep saying, we think Lonzo's a great player, we're going to keep working for him, we're not going to comment about the parents of any of our players. If you just never give it to him, he's going to do it if you do, if you don't, or anywhere in between. So why do it?
Right, so Josh Hart's dad can just say whatever he wants. Right. But Andy, I think I don't know.
That's how anarchy starts.
I don't know if you've mentioned this already or not. Obviously, I'm kind of just popping in, but some of this is twofold. First, I mean, LeVar is unquestionably trying to support his kid. He wants him to succeed at the NBA level.
I still reject that
and all that.
But go ahead.
But he's also trying to sell shoes. And the big baller brand needs Lonzo to play well, to sell shoes. He is a fundamental, integral part of what they're trying to sell. And when Lonzo doesn't perform, it's natural that LeVar is going to turn the attention and blame someone else instead of Lonzo.
Well, but he's also, too, I mean, what can't be unsaid in all this is LeVar wants to be a celebrity. LeVar is marketing LeVar Ball as much as he's marketing Triple B or more. And right now, Triple B is a LeVar Ball brand. Mm-hmm. And he loves this time in the spotlight, and he's not going to be getting rid of it anytime soon. I mean, everything he's been doing has been the logical thing to do if you're really looking to turn this into a Lonzo Ball brand is to back away from the spotlight and let the guy who theoretically would be moving the shoes in the first place, let him have the attention. LeVar's been doing the exact opposite.
Brian, Andy and I were talking about this. I'm curious to get your opinion. What do you think LeVar meant by they're coaching him too soft? Because does he want Luke to be Stan Van Gundy and screaming and yelling and carrying on? Like, what do you think he meant by that?
I mean, some of it is if you read all the stuff that Eric Pincus had in that Bleacher Report article, a lot of it is that sort of almost Byron Scott-esque, old school coaching. Just be better. It's unacceptable to lose at home. Do better. Like in some of that, but some of it probably is. Look, I know what motivates my kid. I know how to be, how to get the best out of him. But like Andy was saying, in terms of stoking the LeVar Ball brand too, when he says, I'm the only one who knows how to coach my kid. I know how to do this. These guys don't. That is meant to shine a light on LeVar, the basketball genius, LeVar, the raiser of prodigies.
Incidentally, LeVar has also said that he's the only one who knows how to coach LaMelo. And, he was feuding with all the Chino Hills coaches and eventually pulled LaMelo out of Chino Hills because apparently he's the best person to be in LaMelo's ear as he develops into a basketball player. There's a very good chance that LeVar Ball is going to be keeping himself front and center in the development of Lonzo, even when Lonzo was with the Lakers. And I remember,
as things look, I'd rather be taking more credit for Lonzo than LaMelo at this point.
Well, I'm just saying, I remember leading up to when the Lakers drafted Lonzo, and then the period between the draft and Summer League and to where we are now, John Ireland, Michael Thompson, all the guys on the morning show that basically serve as a show for LeVar, all insisted that LeVar would recognize, okay, criticizing Luke Walton, criticizing the Lakers, that's the third rail you can't touch.
No,
LeVar's going to lie across that thing.
No. That there's no.
Anybody who thought this wouldn't happen was fooling themselves.
There's no space that he's not going to go to. That you're not paying attention if you think that he has some sort of boundaries that he's willing to respect. The Drive of the Game is brought to you by LA Car Guy. Check out monthly specials and browse the inventory of all 11 LA Car Guy dealerships on one website, lacarguy.com. The Drive of the Night.
Lakers still trail by 3. Ingram driving down the middle. Foul. Count of it goes. It goes! Brandon Ingram with a chance to tie the game here. 89-88. 14 in the game for Ingram.
Lakers win 103-94. We are back with more in just 1 second on the Land Rover Postgame Show on ESPN LA.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks. This Friday only, save up to 50% on select gifts throughout the store. Plus, save 50% on 300-count Celebrations LED Christmas lights, now just $9.99 after instant savings. And for even more savings, print out our online coupon to save 50% on a regularly priced item under $30. So save big on Black Friday all day long at your neighborhood Ace. Coupon valid on November 24th, limit 1. Exclusions apply. See coupon. Lights offer valid for Ace Rewards members, only at participating stores.
This season, give thanks to the car that helps you get through it. Keep your car running newer, longer at Firestone Complete Auto Care. Get $100 off with a purchase of $500 or more during the Black Friday savings event. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
Offer valid November 22nd through 27th. Eligible tires only. Additional fees may apply where lawful. Subject to restrictions. See store or drivefirestone.com for full details.
It's time for some Straight Talk. Green, you love your phone, don't you?
I'm updating my fantasy roster on it as we speak.
But I'm guessing you don't love your pricey wireless plan, what with all the mystery fees and data overages every month.
Oh, you got that right.
What if I told you that you could keep that phone you love, but pay a whole lot less every month?
Well, I'm in.
With Straight Talk Wireless, you can actually keep your same phone, your same number, even your same network, but for a whole lot less than you're paying right now. It's kind of like getting the #1 starting quarterback
for the price of a backup kicker.
Steal of the draft.
Bring your own phone to Straight Talk Wireless. Unlimited plans start at just $45 a month with nationwide coverage on America's largest, most dependable 4G LTE networks. Straight Talk Wireless. Only at Walmart. Savings may vary. A month equals 30 days. Please refer always to the latest terms and conditions of service at straighttalk.com.
This is the Land Rover Postgame Show. Highlights from tonight's Lakers game and your reaction on the Lakers line.
Hey, it's Lonzo Ball on ESPN, LA 710.
Come along for the ride. It's Lakers basketball.
The Land Rover Postgame Show.
Your Southern California Land Rover retailers. Visit them for special lease and finance offers. Land Rover, above and beyond.
Once again, Travis Rogers and Andy Kamenetsky.
103-94 is your final score. Brian Kamenetsky joining us in here as well. And Andy, you had a comment about LeVar?
Yeah, so we're not far removed from LeVar Ball's appearance on CNN, where he and Chris Cuomo did just an absolute train wreck of a 23-minute interview.
I would like to point out, which may go down as the dumbest single moment in the history of America.
Yes, is often just incomprehensible train wreck of an interview about LeVar Ball's feud with President Trump. But in the meantime,
bizarre sentence.
It's so strange.
You just got to keep saying it out loud.
Yeah. Just
to remind yourself it's a real thing.
There's a part of me that doesn't want to normalize it, but then I realize you sort of have to.
Right.
But in the meantime, in reaction to this interview where LeVar Ball shockingly did not back down at all from his issues with Trump and feeling that he doesn't have to thank Trump for any role that he played in getting LiAngelo out of a Chinese prison, which, again, is a very strange thing to say. A bunch of Trump supporters were very upset watching this interview. And
I know exactly where you're going.
They took to Twitter and directed all of their outrage at LeVar Ball to LeVar Burton.
Jordy LaForge reading Rainbows, LeVar Burton. Right.
They started screaming over Twitter at LeVar Burton, this man who's dedicated his life towards teaching generations of people to read. Yes, literacy, that apparently all these supporters don't have because they don't realize LeVar Ball and LeVar Burton are not the same person, and they're not paying enough attention to it. To be fair, it's at LeVar Burton. It's not even spelled the same way.
They have different last names, and their first names are spelled differently, so I can see where that would be an easy mistake to make.
I mean, leave poor LeVar Burton alone. He's got nothing to do with this.
I will not sit here and read the last names of anyone on Twitter.
Do you guys think...
reading Rainbow.
I mean, we could spend this hour that we have after all these games almost exclusively on LeVar if we wanted to, but do you guys think he believes what he says? Or is he doing a piece of performance art?
This is absolutely performance art. Look, all performance artists believe some of what LeVar Ball absolutely believes that he is a guy who is kind of remaking the shoe world, and in some ways he's trying to do that and has remaking the way.
But does he believe that he's a better basketball coach than a staff
absolutely
full of
not.
NBA players?
No, and he doesn't believe. I don't think he believes he's smarter than every Laker who ever came along. Do I think he might think he is as smart? Sure, but I think he is aware that every time he says these things, that, Lonzo is better already than Steph Curry, that he can beat Michael Jordan one-on-one, that all these things, that stuff 85% of the stuff he does is performance art.
I don't think this is performance art, though. I actually don't think this is performance art. I think this is
part about coaching.
Yeah, I think
part
this
about knowing how to coach his son better than maybe the Lakers.
I don't.
But I think actually there are probably a lot of dads and coaches around who think that when their kids get to the pros.
And you know what we call all those people? Delusional.
Yes and no. Lonzo. In fairness to God, is another thing I can't believe I'm saying out loud. In fairness to LeVar, he's been around. He's been around Lonzo and coached Lonzo longer than anyone with the Lakers has. So it's not outside the realm of possibility that LeVar actually does know how to press Lonzo's buttons and motivate him and know where the line is for what he needs and doesn't need better than the Lakers do, having been around him for 6 months.
He's also never done this at a level higher than what, AAU?
Well, and every time
I'm not saying I'd hire the guy. I'm just saying
it's
not a ridiculous idea.
He quits and goes to a different
I'm saying
place.
it's delusional to think that he could coach Lonzo at the professional level better than Luke Walton.
Okay.
That's delusional.
All right. Well, that part is true. that's
ridiculous.
I agree with that.
Let's try another phone call here. Let's try Los Angeles and Bill.
Ooh, I
Bill,
was
you're
hoping
on
it
the
was
Land
LeVar
Rover Postgame Show. What's up?
Yeah, hey guys. Here's my comment. LeVar is saying basically that he can coach his kid better than anybody else, and that's kind of what he's marketed himself as, is this basketball guy. But I say, if he is the only one that can coach Lonzo, then he's raised an uncoachable kid, which is not what you want any athlete to be. He's raised an uncoachable kid, which goes directly counter to his brand claims.
Yeah, thanks, Bill. I don't think that Lonzo is everybody that has interacted with Lonzo, and again, important to make a distinction between Lonzo and LeVar because
they couldn't be more different.
Exactly. We don't know anything about Lonzo other than his teammates and his coaches seem to really like him. So that doesn't lead me to believe that he's uncoachable at any point.
He seems quite coachable.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess in theory what he's saying is if I know it the best and he's uncoachable, but I don't get the sense that that's true at all. He seems to be a very coachable guy.
Yeah, every impression I've gotten is that Lonzo did, when he got 16 rebounds, which is the most by any, I guess, rookie guard since John Wall and
Stevie Francis.
I apologize. Steve Francis. Stevie Franchise in 2000. Apparently, Brian Shaw was the one really getting in Lonzo's ear about, look, you need to be hitting the glass because when you hit the glass, you can start all of these possessions. You know, you can really play your game, and was really just emphasizing that over and over. Rebound, rebound, rebound. That's Lonzo being coachable. I don't think the problem is that Lonzo isn't coachable.
The only criticism of Lonzo that is reasonable, the only one, is that he's not shooting well. But beyond that,
are the coaches telling him to hit shots and he's just refusing to? Because that would be uncoachable.
It would be. It would be. He seems to be doing everything else that everybody asks him to do. All right, time for the block of the game, brought to you by Ritz Plumbing. The next time your pipes are all blocked and backed up, the only place to use is family-owned Ritz Plumbing, in business for over 85 years. RitzPlumbing.com, the block of the game.
They give it a Holiday. Holiday on the right wing, top of the key, Markkanen, now to Chris Dunn. Dunn with 2 to shoot, 1 to shoot. Blocked by Brook Lopez. 0.8 on the shot clock. 0.8. Second block in the game for Brook Lopez.
Yeah, Lonzo's not an uncoachable guy. I really wish everybody would not have billed him as the second coming, the face of the franchise, because without that, what we're talking about is a young player who's having trouble getting the ball in the basket, otherwise is playing really, really well.
We have this problem with all these guys because, Brandon Ingram, for example, played fine tonight. I think he did some good stuff, decent stat line for a bad shooting night. But if you look at his numbers, there is nobody else in the league who is his age who is putting up the numbers that he is. And the only second-year player in the NBA who is putting up his numbers is Joel Embiid, who is really a fourth-year player in terms of physical maturity. And so if you look at it that way, he's actually doing fine. And but we never look at it that way.
No, what fun is that? It's no fun to look at things rationally. It's much more fun to be hysterical. 103 to 94 is the final score.
We'd all be out of a job. Right?
Darn right.
877-710 ESPN. Brandon Ingram is terrible.
That's next on the Land Rover Postgame Show on ESPN LA.
Stupid rubber duck. Oh, I bet this is Mariota's room. Whoa, I get that he went to Oregon, but a pond-themed room seems a little weird. I was just looking for Mariota.
Hey, what's going on out there?
I told you we should have just gone to HeismanHouse.com, but no, we had to go to the house. We could have voted for this year's Heisman winner from the safety of our computers.
Sometimes the best seats in the house are above it. In college football, that's the Goodyear blimp. And for more than 60 years, we've seen what it takes to be worthy. It takes toughness, dedication, and perseverance. Because seasons aren't measured by wins and losses, but by heart. Some call it hard work, determination, or grit. We call it blimp-worthy. Goodyear, official sponsor of the College Football Playoff.
Now this is a great present. At Metro PCS, get a year of Amazon Prime on us when you switch and get a free Samsung Galaxy J7 Prime with a select plan. Stream your favorite movies, TV shows, music, and much more, all at your fingertips. Metro PCS. Wireless figured out. Coverage not available in some areas. Sales tax not included. Excludes numbers on the T-Mobile network. See store for details and terms and conditions. 1 year of Amazon Prime has a $99 value.
How you doing there? Beautiful car, isn't she?
Yeah, what's the price?
Yeah, 93 late nights at the office. Well, plus tax, of course.
93 late nights? Oh, my budget's more like 78.
Oh, let me talk to the boss, see what I can do.
While other insurance companies just see a car, we see something you've worked really hard for. So why not give it the protection it deserves?
Well, now, he's never done this before, but he says I could do 90 late nights and some free air fresheners.
Deal.
State Farm. Call an agent today.
This is the Land Rover Postgame Show. Highlights from tonight's Lakers game and your reaction on the Lakers line.
Hi, this is Luke Walton on ESPN LA 710 and the ESPN app.
The Land Rover Postgame Show.
Your Southern California Land Rover retailers. Visit them for special lease and finance offers. Land Rover, above and beyond.
Travis Rogers and Andy Kamenetsky.
Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow.
Oh, LeVar, did he know what was going on?
Yes.
He could see it coming. No, he responded on Twitter. He's like, thanks a lot, LeVar. No, he absolutely responded.
I am going to be angry on Twitter, and I refuse to differentiate between any black people named LeVar. That's basically what this comes down to.
Yeah, you better keep your head on a swivel, LeVar Arrington. You're next,
right.
man.
There's another one. Let's try Reggie in Los Angeles. Reggie, you're on the Land Rover postgame show. What's going on?
Hey, guys. I just think everyone needs to just kind of relax a little bit on Lonzo's shooting. I think if he ends up averaging 14 points a game for his career, I think he comes out better than we expected. I think he's not really a liability. While he's not a plus defender, he's not that much of a liability. He can keep up with everybody who can't keep up with the top Russells and Currys and Damian Lillard. Everyone else in the West can keep up with. And he's rebounding like crazy. So just relax. Let the game come to him a little bit. Give him some time.
Yep. Thanks, Reggie. What do you guys think? If Lonzo Ball averages 14 points a game, is that good?
It's fine.
Yeah?
What's the other stuff?
No, I'm not talking about this season.
I get that. I would say, Andy, what's the other stuff? If he shoots 42%, averages 14 points, or whatever, he's going to be likely, particularly if he bumps it up near 36-37% from three, something credible from out there, he's going to be a very effective player.
He's going to be averaging close to a triple-double. I mean, if he's putting up his current numbers, which are basically 7 or 8 rebounds, 7 or 8 assists a game, and 14 points, and you assume everything else improves a little bit, as he gets more experienced, that is averaging close to a triple-double. That will get it done.
What do you guys think is going to happen? Larry Nance is about a week away from coming back. Who plays less when Larry Nance comes back?
I think they'll shave 5 minutes off. Kuzma's not going to play 39 minutes a night anymore. Lopez is probably going to lose a couple minutes. It's not coincidental that, and Luke mentioned it tonight, but they're starting to reward him with more playing time. Him being Julius Randle. And he's not going to go back to playing 15 minutes a night. He's not going to play 30. Nobody is, but he's going to play 22, 23, 24. So I think you'll see a little less from Kuzma, a little less from Lopez, and Nance probably around 18, 19 minutes a night.
Yeah, I don't think he stays in the starting lineup though, Kuzma.
I could see him swapping that back out.
I could see him swapping it back out, too, just because Kuzma plays so well with either group, and the second unit has been such a strength for the Lakers that you might want to put yourself in a position where you can put it over the top, whereas Nance, whether Nance is in the first unit or the second unit, he's not going to be doing much scoring anyway, but he can help shore up the defense of that first unit, which at times I think has been a little bit spotty. And he also could be a really good lob partner for Lonzo. But either way, I don't think Larry's going to be playing the same minutes that he was before the injury.
How big of a surprise is it that here we are, the Lakers have now played 18 games, and Kyle Kuzma is the leading scorer on this team?
Oh, I think I called that in the summertime.
I think you called it the day of the draft.
I did.
Yeah.
Leading scorer right there, number 27 in the draft.
It's a remarkable find that they found a guy that's this, and it's not just that he's averaging 16 and a half a game. He looks completely like an NBA player out there. There's nothing that you see when you watch him play and you say, yeah, but once they figure out this part, then he's going to struggle. He just looks like he's got it.
He's a really multifaceted scorer, and he's got a lot of tricks in the bag.
He looks, when he walks on the floor, you say he's the leading scorer, he carries himself like a guy who expects to be the leading scorer. There's nothing about this that's surprising to him.
No, he's been. How many games has he played where you just thought, okay, he didn't play very well tonight? They played 18, maybe 3 or 4?
3 or 4 tops.
Yeah, and that's where, to be
last
that
2 games of the
consistent.
road trip, he was sort of, you're like, ooh, that's going to be, and then he comes back and he bounces back right away, and it's very encouraging if you're a Laker fan.
The Universal Studios Hollywood Star of the Game is presented by Universal Studios Hollywood. Spend Christmas at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, November 24th through January 7th, only at Universal Studios Hollywood. Tonight's Star of the Game, KCP.
Here's Chris Dunn to bring it in. They get it into Valentine. He throws it up. No good. Rebound Lonzo. Ahead to Caldwell Pope. Caldwell Pope, three-pointer from the right wing. Are you kidding me? Caldwell Pope did it again. 97-92. 140 to go. Lakers by 5, and all of a sudden, KCP found his three-pointer.
KCP 4 of 7 from behind the three-point line tonight. 21 points. His best game so far since coming to L.A.?
It might be his best second half of any game. He was phenomenal in the second half, getting the Lakers back in this game, and he plays so hard.
He does. Like sometimes the effort doesn't bear a ton of fruit, like as far as the box score goes, but he was great tonight. He and Julius Randle and Josh Hart pulled that game out of a very ugly spot,
a dark place.
Yeah.
I think what KCP is he is what they were going for with Luol Deng, like in terms of veteran leadership. Luol Deng. He is a veteran fellow who earned $17 million who you haven't seen this year. But that's what they were getting at.
Poor Luol Deng, man. He hasn't been seen. Is he even with the team?
Brian and I were actually talking about that yesterday. We were
I haven't seen him warm up in several games.
I've been wondering, if he's going to be inactive, do the Lakers actually say come to the game? They might even say out of respect, and I really don't even know the answer because I don't see him.
She's showing up. I saw him in the locker room pregame the other night.
Okay.
He's there.
I haven't seen him warming up, but no.
If he took off at the top of the fourth quarter, I honestly,
I'll tell you this:
beat traffic.
I think he's got street clothes on under his tearaways. He tears them off, and he's got pants on.
Active.
That's true. Maybe he still puts them on.
That would be
103 to 94. That's your final
Ready
score.
to go.
Lakers
Ready to go.
Again tomorrow night in Sacramento against the Kings. For Andy and Brian Kamenetsky, I'm Travis Rogers, and this is the Land Rover Postgame Show on ESPN LA.
You've been listening to tonight's Land Rover Postgame Show.
Your Southern California Land Rover retailers. Visit them for special lease and finance offers. Land Rover, above and beyond.
Lakers basketball, presented by
Pizza Hut. Get a large 2-topping pizza with pizza delivered for just $7.99 when you order online. Only at Pizza Hut. Gardens Casino, featuring 220 flat-screen TVs, 24 California craft beers on tap, and an upscale bar and lounge with handcrafted cocktails. Located off the 605 and Carson Street. Please play responsibly. The Gardens Casino, best play in L.A.
In-N-Out Burger. That's what a hamburger's all about.
Universal Studios Hollywood. Spend Christmas at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, November 24th through January 7th. Only at Universal Studios Hollywood. LA Car Guide. LA Car Guide. Check out monthly specials and browse the inventory of all 11 LA Car Guide dealerships in one website. LACarGuide.com.
Get closer to Lakers basketball right here. The Lakers play here. ESPN LA 710 and the ESPN app.